Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at gcnlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli.
Watch the greenbacks tumble.
one more drop of bliss.
How about a whole bottle?
Oh, jeez. Dr. Shealy, how are you doing?
I'm great. I'm bliss.
Have you ever overdosed on bliss? I mean,
No.
it's really easy for me.
I thought about taking a bath in it, but
wow, that'd be every single point, right?
exactly. Total body bliss.
Oh, jeez. All right, everyone, all set, cocked, locked, blissed. Here we go. This is USAPrepares.com, and we're broadcasting 2 hours from high atop the Missouri Ozark Mountains. If you would like to chat with us, Dr. Norman Shealy, we'll pay for the call, 866-582-9933, 866-582-9933. I've connected to the Comrex stack. I've got it in front of me, and I'll see your calls as they come in. I'll be able to put you on the air right away, right here from Missouri, in the studio in Missouri. Trevor's engineering the broadcast for us. Thank you so much, Trevor. And Dr. Shealy, I had a question for you. What's new in your world?
Oh, well, actually, I do have a couple of new things. This Friday, tomorrow, 2 days from now, I'm getting a new gadget called Energy Genesis. It's a whole room, 14 by 14 room with 2 beds, with light, with color, with sound, with vibration. It's like a total body experience.
All right. And so will you be reporting on the results that you find with this
no question
Energy
about it.
Genesis?
You've got to come and try it sometime.
Okay. All right. So when is this something that you just place in the room? Is it a box or is it?
Well, it's sort of built into the room. It takes about 6 hours for them to install it. It's built, prefabricated, but they have to put it in the room.
All right. And are you a beta test site or is this a production model?
I am getting it both to use clinically because it already has, a great deal of backbone behind it. But I'm going to do new research projects on probably depression and diabetes as the major new, things I'll be testing in it.
Well, I can tell you that it probably is not. It's not likely to work on me because I don't have depression nor diabetes.
Well, but you can always feel good.
Oh yeah. That's great. That's great.
I mean, for us not so neurotic people.
Well, I was thinking about the government. They would probably love one of those that works in the exact opposite format that would give you depression and diabetes. Just
yes. Well, I don't go there. The government being, I think, ultimately my least favorite organization on the face of the earth.
Yeah, as the government?
Yeah.
Well, all right. Let me share something with you. I was on the phone with the mayor of the city of Lebanon, and we finally got a chance to chat. And I said, do you have a couple minutes? Is this a good time? Or, would like to chat another time? He goes, no, this is as good as any. I said, okay. I said, Mayor, how do you want to remedy the situation that we had in Lebanon, where the police came and the fire trucks came? And he said, well, the YMCA thought that they had a light fixture that had a problem, so they called the fire department and they came with the fire engine. They don't send a little SUV with, two guys. And no, they send the fire trucks, lights and sirens and horns and that, that kind of thing. So they've got nothing but time and money to spend. So why not send a, really expensive fire truck? So they sent the fire truck and they left it there, and they sent another fire truck. And so there were 2 fire trucks. And I said, well, how do you want to remedy this? And he said, we're not going to. And he said, now look, now the police find what you're doing a natural curiosity. They want to come and see. So if they want to come and see, they're going to come and see. Well, I have a problem with that because they come in the back door, they push their weight around, they walk in formation, they push their chests out, they've got their body armor, the canine team was there, and they were disruptive. And he says, well, it's just, it's kind of the way it's going to be. And if you don't like it, well, there's nothing we can do about it. If they want to come, they're going to come. It's okay. Well, we're not coming back. We're not coming to Lebanon. As a matter of fact, Mayor, we looked through all the items that we bought at Lebanon that we might want to return, and we already have returned them to all the stores. We're not coming back. By the way, Lebanon, Missouri is off limits to the Finelli family. We will not be coming back. We will not be spending any money at all, not even at Walmart. We're not coming back to Lebanon. Now, the problem for me is that I have a wonderful hairdresser that I guess I'm not going to be seeing again either because she's in Lebanon. And, yeah. And Dr. Shealy, people say to me that, Vinny, you burn bridges. You bet I burn bridges, because when the government attacks us, why would I want to put myself in a position of harm, or why would I want to put my family in a position of harm where who knows, they could arrest us and, they could detain us and they are not interested in the Constitution. Because I asked the mayor, well, how do you feel about your city manager saying that the Constitution is irrelevant? He said, well, we all make silly mistakes. I said, mistakes? It's a silly mistake that we are going to find the Constitution of the state of Missouri irrelevant? That city manager should be thrown out yesterday. Okay? Literally, he should be thrown out yesterday. And one of the things that I'd like to suggest to our class is that we go to one of the meetings of the city council in Lebanon in mass and just let them know what we think. So if you're interested in doing that, send me an email, Vincent@usaprepares.com. And one of these Mondays when they have their meetings, we'll show up. By the way, the newspaper is looking forward to it. The newspaper will report and take pictures of what happens at that meeting. So I'm not going to Lebanon, Missouri anymore, and that's okay. There's plenty of other places where we can spend our money. That's exit 129 and exit 127, 28, and 29 on Interstate 44. So I'm not going to stop at any of those. And as a matter of fact, I'd like to call for a national boycott against Lebanon, Missouri, starting right now. So if you're thinking about going to Bennett Spring Park, forget it. If you're thinking about spending any money at any of the restaurants, stores in Lebanon, forget it. Let's vote with our wallets. So let's start the national boycott against the city of Lebanon right now. Now, is that going to injure people who are not involved? Well, actually, they are involved. Why? Because they are allowing this outrageous, abusive government to continue oppression against we the people. They are not interested in the Constitution. If they're not interested in the Constitution, then we're not interested in spending our money there. So we're probably the first broadcast to call for a national boycott against the city. So here it is. We've just done it. Dr. Shealy, do you think that's over the top, or what are your thoughts?
Oh, that's under the bottom.
So I'm going to start writing articles and mentioning the mayor's name and his phone number and those kinds of things. By the way, Dr. Shealy, I was wondering, I have a medical question for you. Oh, and one other thing. You, Dr. Shealy, consecrated that as Native American sacred ground for our ceremony, and they totally ignored it and abused it. And I told them that this is what we were going to do. And we had notices at the front door. So when they came in, or they should have come in like everybody else, they would have seen it. But no, they chose to ignore it. So just like everything else that the governments have done, like the governments within the United States have done to the Native Americans, abused treaties, ignored treaties, beat the natives up. It's just one more example. Just one more example of the abuse of government. And there is a remedy. The remedy is that we contact the Attorney General and the Secretary of State of Missouri, and we say, you know what, you should revoke the charter, the corporate charter for the city of Lebanon, because they have ignored the Constitution by which they're chartered. They have violated their oath of office. The mayor doesn't care, the city manager doesn't care, and obviously the police department doesn't care. That should be enough. Disband the city of Lebanon and then reduce the taxes to zero. Wouldn't that be nice?
Oh, Vince, I love you.
And that's with bliss.
Hey, bliss is getting rid of government.
Yeah. So, Dr. Shealy, I was talking with one of our instructors in Europe. And, back in the 1940s, 50s, 60s, families would say, especially families on the East Coast, they would say things like, he's Scotch, or he's Welsh, or he's English, or he's Polish, or German, or whatever, okay? There seemed to be or Italian. There seemed to be an interest in heritage. And there was, I believe, a belief that based on heritage, there were certain characteristics that a person might have genetically, or maybe culturally and genetically, based on where that person's heritage was from. I don't think we talk about those things very much anymore, but the reason I'm mentioning this is I was talking with one of our instructors from Europe, and he was asking me about, family background and so forth, and he said, and he described this tribe that he believes I'm from, and he said, that's a warrior tribe. And, actually, one of the people who was an exhibitor in Lebanon, they saw me with the police, they said, I didn't see anything that you did, Finelli, that was, offensive. You're very calm. But, Finelli, you do not back down. And he was absolutely right. I was outnumbered by these cops. I was outgunned by these cops because I only had 145. They had, each one of those had, tasers and handcuffs and batons and body armor and handguns. But I didn't back down. But it wasn't like it was a war, but I didn't back down. So I'm wondering, Dr. Shealy, is there something in our heritage, whether we're Welsh, Scotch, Chinese, Italian, Irish, Polish, German, whatever it may be, is Russian, is there something in our heritage that predisposes us to some of our behaviors, good and bad? So can we talk about that when we come back?
Of course.
There you go. Dr. Norman Shealy, normshealy.com. I'm Vincent Finelli. This is USA Prepares. By now you know that usaprepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration system and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit usaprepares.com. That's usaprepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. usaprepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Have you ever felt like the United States government knows way too much about your financial affairs? I continue to hear stories about property seizures, frozen bank accounts, confiscation of stocks and bonds. It makes me wonder if the U.S. citizen will ever again have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Unfortunately, with the Drug and Money Laundering Act, the IRS Revenue Ruling 6045 of 1984, and the Trading with the Enemy Act and Franklin D. Roosevelt's Executive Order of 1933, some precious metal holdings are subject to government intervention. For this reason, Midas Resources has prepared a report explaining the boundaries of trading precious metals privately. Whether if you have any intention of trading with Midas Resources or not, I have instructed my representatives to give this report out free. Call for your free copy at 1-800-686-2237. When investing, always proceed with caution. Again, call 1-800-686-2237. Exercise your legal right to trade metals privately. 1-800-686-2237.
If the IRS has garnished your paycheck or seized money from your bank account, you need to get professional tax help now. Fast action is required to put a halt to these aggressive IRS collection tactics. You can count on the knowledgeable team of tax professionals at Wall & Associates. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has settled the tax problems of thousands of taxpayers for a small fraction of what they owed. For a free face-to-face consultation, call 1-800-425-4610 to put a wall between you and the IRS. 1-800-425-4610 or look for us on the web at wallandassociates.net. We solve tax problems. If you hire Wall & Associates today, you'll never have to talk to the IRS again. To stop the levies and seizures today, take action now. Call Wall & Associates at 1-800-425-4610. Wall & Associates. 1-800-425-4610. Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services.
We all know that Berkey water purification systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water filtration systems. The Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
Class, Dr. Norman Shealy's with us, and if you'd like to go to his website and sign up for his absolutely, positively brilliant and free newsletter, comes out multiple times per week, normshealy.com. That's N-O-R-M, Norm as in Norman, Shealy, S-H-E-A-L-Y.com, normshealy.com. Link on the website under instructors at usaprepares.com. So I suggest you get the same newsletter I do multiple times per week, and it will jog your memory and probably encourage you to into action, to do things that you need to do. Dr. Shealy, I was mentioning that that back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, many people on the East Coast would talk about, where are you from? Or that person would be of a specific heritage. And they believe that there were behavior patterns that were based on where a person was from and maybe culture. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, there obviously are trends, and also there are every conceivable variation of that within any one country. The overall personality tends to vary with the leadership over a period of decades. And of course, I don't know what that means about the United States because we've been going to pot for so many years. However, according to some people, the United States, looking at the Myers-Briggs type inventory, which is probably the best overall personality inventory, we are considered extroverts. We're considered needing the facts rather than looking at the broad picture. Kissy-poo feelers rather than rational, logical people. And judgers, which means they're fairly well organized, but not necessarily perfect.
Are you saying that we are more interested in fluff, image, rather than substance? Is that one of the
I am indeed.
Takeaways?
I just said that the United States is an ESFJ. I'm an ENTJ. So I fit 50% of the United States personality, but not the other 50.
Okay, well, that kind of leads to one of the things that I was thinking about this morning before the broadcast. It seems that if you look at some of the news, you'll see these Hollywood types, and they'll get a tattoo, and people say, "Wow, that's great," and they'll get another one. Pretty soon, There's not much real estate left to put, more tattoos. And now they look like freaks. So, and those are the people who we are, supposed to look up to. So these people who, brand themselves, they have these tattoos, then they have these regrets, and then they have these marriages that fail, and then they have another marriage that fails. And if you look at Hollywood, heck, what would the average number of marriages be? 4, 5, 6, 7. It's certainly more than one typically, right? If a person's just married once in Hollywood, that would be an anomaly, right?
Exactly.
So you look at so you look at how they live. They take vacations. They spend frivolously. They buy stupid things. They go to Rodeo Boulevard. They go shopping, and they have a great big fancy bag with very little contents in it, and it costs probably 20, 30 times more than we would spend for a similar item, without the big fancy bag or box or bows, whatever, the packaging is. So to me, the takeaway that I came away with this morning when I was thinking about this is they are living what I would say is for the moment, not for the long term, which means that they absolutely, positively are not part of the preparedness or survival community. That's what I've seen. Do you think that that's somewhat accurate?
Yes. To me, that's it. In other words, exactly the opposite of what I would like to impersonate or imitate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Dr. Shealy, so I was thinking about this, and I was thinking about people who reload cartridges. And when I say cartridge, I mean some people might call them bullets, some people might call them shells, but the real name is cartridges. The real term is cartridges. So that would be the brass, the powder, the primer, and the projectile. And so people who reload ammunition are people who are of the preparedness mindset. They have to be, because they say, well, I need some powder. I need some projectiles. I need some cartridges. I need the press. I need the dies. I need, all of these things in order to reload. And why would I reload? Because I can save money when I want to shoot these cartridges later. So people who reload are of the preparedness mindset, but not everybody would save that, $20 and not go out to eat to buy reloading equipment. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right, that's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
If the IRS has garnished your paycheck or seized money from your bank account, you need to get professional tax help now. Fast action is required to put a halt to these aggressive IRS collection tactics. You can count on the knowledgeable team of tax professionals at Wall & Associates. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has settled the tax problems of thousands of taxpayers for a small fraction of what they owed. For a free face-to-face consultation, call 1-800-425-4610 to put a wall between you and the IRS. 1-800-425-4610 or look for us on the web at wallandassociates.net. We solve tax problems. If you hire Wall & Associates today, you'll never have to talk to the IRS again. To stop the levies and seizures today, take action now. Call Wall & Associates at 1-800-425-4610. Wall & Associates. 1-800-425-4610. Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99 and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Did you know that drinking pure, high-alkaline water is one of the most important factors in maintaining high energy and vibrant health? Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops, available only at alkavision.com, combine a unique formula of only the most alkaline minerals. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops alkalize your water, ridding the body of harmful toxins, and helps you regain health and energy. Alkalizing your water by simply adding 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops helps the body rid itself of acidic waste, increases oxygen content, and raises the pH of your body to healthy levels. And bacteria and viruses cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops for only $29.95 at alkavision.com. That's ALKAvision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com today.
Dr. Norman Shealy's with us, and Dr. Shealy, we have a call from Marty in North Dakota. Marty, welcome.
Hi, Dr. Shealy. It's nice to talk to you.
Great.
Dr. Shealy, I'm wondering, once you're on Synthroid medication for thyroid, can you ever get off, or are you just trapped in that forever? I've been on for probably 15 years.
If it's working adequately, I would not worry about it.
Okay.
If it's not, I would switch to Armour's thyroid.
Okay.
Thyroid.
And I also have a weight issue that I'm struggling so hard with. So,
well, now that may be a totally different problem. I'm assuming that supposedly your T3, T4, TSH are normal on that dose.
Okay. Right. I'm on 50 milligrams of levothyroxine.
I hope not 15 milligrams. Wait a minute. Levothyroxine, that would be 0.15, I imagine.
Right. And then 10 milligram or 10 of leothyroxine.
Right.
Okay.
Well, again, assuming that your temperature is normal, like 98.6 once you've been out of bed 3 hours, and your blood tests are normal, then you've got enough thyroid.
Okay.
If they're not in the normal range, then you need more.
Okay.
But thyroid replacement, and I, of course, prefer Armour's thyroid. It does a better job in most people, but some do well with the Synthroid. At any rate, beyond that, the number one requirement if you want to lose weight is to get off wheat.
Okay, and I'm doing that now, so I'm off. So it hasn't been very long, for maybe 3 weeks.
Yeah, well, the other things you can do are gradually cut out more and more carbohydrates in general.
Okay.
The single diet that has the most success behind it is the Barnes, Barnes diet.
Okay.
For breakfast, you can have 3 eggs, bacon, and cheese.
Well, that sounds awesome. Okay.
For lunch, you can have all the vegetables, that is, non-starchy vegetables you want, and all the meat and of any kind, flesh food you want. And the same is true for dinner. And you can have 2 small pieces of fruit a day, and that's it. And carbohydrate.
Okay. Your bliss, which bliss oils would you recommend for me? Maybe
for weight loss, it is fire and water.
Okay.
They do help.
Okay. Great. All right. And what do you think of chromium for somebody in my situation? I've got about 80 pounds to lose.
Well, of course, I think everybody can benefit from 1 milligram of chromium a day.
Okay. Okay. Great. Well, Dr. Shealy, it has been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for helping me.
And don't forget to move.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I need to do more of that.
The more movement, just stand up and go to the internet and look up Bouncing with Dr. Shealy.
Okay.
And if you just do 3 minutes of that 10 times a day, it's phenomenal.
All right. I'll do it. Thanks, Dr. Shealy.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you, Marnie.
Bye-bye.
North Dakota, Dr. Shealy. Not everybody lives in North Dakota. We, Mrs. Finelli and I thought about moving to North Dakota, and it looks like a great, great place to live. Because there aren't a lot of people there. Kind of nice.
Great.
But we moved to Missouri. So, Dr. Shealy, we were talking about the genetic roots to our behavior. And my dad used to say things like, this was when we had non-GMO, pesticide sprayed foods, or at least not as much, less Roundup. And he said things like, Italians have strong teeth. Now, do you think that there are other attributes, other pluses that different heritages have that are true? Could that be true, what my dad said? Or is it just...
Well, the Mediterranean diet has long been shown to be very healthy. And I think of, in general, the Mediterranean diet being very much the Italian diet. The most important part of it is they eat lots of fruits and vegetables, but they have adequate protein with meat, fish, etc.
Well, I can tell you that growing up, visiting my grandparents' house and our home when I was growing up as a young child, I can't remember not having fruit available, in a bowl on the kitchen table. And I can't remember not having nuts in the shell available with a couple of nutcrackers at the grandparents' house and at our house. There were always fruits and nuts. Absolutely. And I can also say that as growing up in an Italian household, one thing that we did not have a lot of, and I think that this is true for many Italian households, is we did not have a lot of pasta.
Right. Yeah, I think the so-called Italian restaurants in this country have been lazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's being kind.
Yeah. Well, since we're talking about diet, what about just eating garlic? I'm talking about take a garlic clove and just peel it and eating it. Is that something that you would consider beneficial, or is that something that just forget about it?
Well, no, there's no question that garlic is extremely good for the immune system. I mean, that's its greatest value, is improving immune health. But then almost all illnesses have a problem in the immune system. So, yeah, garlic's a great food.
Okay. There's a post on the internet that I'm going to put on our website during the next commercial break. And it talks about yogurt being used to fend off depression. And it says probiotics reduce the negative thoughts that can spiral into mental illness. And it says those who took probiotic supplements were less prone to rumination. Rumination is a type of obsessive thinking that can turn into depression. And the probiotics found in yogurt were taken as a supplement to fend it off. Do you think that that's worth pursuing, Dr. Shealy?
Now, remember, however, the sweetened yogurt may not necessarily do what you need to do. My personal preference is plain, no fruit, no sugar, no nothing except the yogurt, Greek yogurt. It is the highest, bestest concentration both of probiotics and protein that you can get.
And how often should we consume Greek yogurt, Dr. Shealy?
Well, if you're not going to take capsules of the probiotics, I would say daily a minimum of 4 ounces.
Okay, so that'd be, well, it used to be an 8-ounce cup that you would get. I think they've improved it now to its 6 ounces with inflation. So, roughly a half of one of those cups per day. Okay.
Well, I buy it in the quart size.
Sure, absolutely. All right, and so Dr. Shealy, how do you consume Greek yogurt? And is it breakfast, lunch, dinner? And well, let's talk about what does Dr. Shealy eat?
Well, my beginning of the day is about 20 ounces of a slush, and in that slush there are a handful of vitamins and minerals. There's a heaping teaspoon of dried spinach, a teaspoon of dried beet powder, an ounce at least of tart cherry juice concentrate, 2 tablespoons of sunrise, and 4 to 6 or more ounces of Greek yogurt. And I shake all that up together and drink it, and I don't get hungry until noon.
Now, you said something that was kind of surprising to me. Now, of course, when I was growing up, there was this cartoon series called Popeye, and he ate spinach, and it really helped him. And so, we learned that spinach was something good for us to eat, and we did. And I don't particularly have a yearning for, boy, I'd really love to have some spinach. I mean, but I still have it anyway. But it's not something that, I really particularly like the texture or the flavor or any part of it, but I eat it anyway. But when you said was it tablespoons of cayenne or teaspoons?
2 tablespoons of the sunrise.
Okay. That's 2x. Okay, sunrise. That's 2 times the normal amount, isn't it, or not?
No, 2 tablespoons. 1 ounce is the normal.
Okay, 1 ounce. Okay. All right. Because that's what I thought was the recommended amount. So 1 ounce of cayenne, sunrise, which is a liquid. And what does that do for you, Dr. Shealy, the sunrise?
Well, it's got a excellent multivitamin, multimineral combination. And so, you're not going to become deficient in any of the essential vitamins, especially if you take that.
Okay. There's a post on the internet that says, let me see if I can find it really quickly, something about taking too many vitamins could be disastrous. Okay, here it is. Taking too many vitamin pills increases the risk of heart disease and cancer, this study warns.
Well, I've seen that, and garbage in, garbage out. They don't pay attention to the combinations that are essential, the interreactions between them that are essential. And, you know, it's a crummy article. It reminds me of an article written by a Greek professor some years ago that 95% of scientific articles are junk.
Yeah. And that's the thing, because if we just read the headlines, we might tend to believe what they say. And that's one of the things that we try to do here at USA Prepares, and that is teach how to, or learn how to cipher out the facts. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
By now, you may have heard a bit about Bitcoins. But did you know Bitcoins are now over an $8.5 billion market? And did you know that over 65,000 businesses now accept Bitcoins? Listen, if you're already earning Bitcoins or trying to make money in the Bitcoin market, you've got to know bidbit.co. Why? Because bidbit.co is where you can easily receive Bitcoins by selling and auctioning off your own personal items or promote business products and services for Bitcoins. You heard right. Whether personal or business, you can now buy, sell, and auction your products and services quickly, easily, and securely for Bitcoin at bidbit.co, the first and only marketplace website to offer BidBit Escrow, a proprietary technology which gives buyers and sellers security and peace of mind because all transactions are protected. Start today. It's free to join, free to post, free to auction, and free to bid at bidbit.co. Buy, sell, bid, or auction everything Bitcoin. That's www.bidbit.co. bidbit.co.
I'm Vincent Finelli of USAPrepares.com. As most of you know, I broadcast weekday mornings on GCN from 9 to 11. And I'm also a full-time farmer. Add to that mix the weekly meetups and the Get Prepared Expo, and this combination makes for a demanding schedule. On the farm, we raise grass-fed Black Angus cattle and provide them with the best variety of summer and fall grasses available. Our cattle are exposed to the extremes of weather, the toxins in the air, and the electromagnetic radiation that's all around us. So even the best grasses and food that we provide are not enough. Our cattle require minerals and supplements for strong health and resistance to disease. And so do we. For these reasons, my mother, our children, Mrs. Finelli, and I all take Longevity, Beyond Tangy Tangerine, De-Stress, Glucogel, and EFA+. USAPreparesTeam.com. And thank you for being in class today.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right, that's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
Can Heart and Body Extract help with other ailments besides heart conditions, high blood pressure, clogged arteries, or unbalanced cholesterol? It did for Karen.
I've been using Heart and Body Extract for approximately 2 weeks. I've had an earwax buildup problem for many years, with over-the-counter stuff not working at all. I had very poor hearing due to this earwax buildup. Well, after 2 weeks of taking Heart and Body Extract, my earwax buildup almost completely cleared up. Could this be the effect of better body circulation?
Heart and Body Extract is an effective 100% organic nutritional supplement specially formulated to allow your body to heal itself.
My hearing is almost completely back to normal. I'm amazed.
Order by calling 866-295-5305 or online at hbextract.com. That's 866-295-5305 or hbextract.com. Heart and Body Extract for a long and healthy life.
Dr. Norman Shealy is with us, normshealy.com, NORMSHEALY.com. And in an hour and 8 minutes from now, if you'd like, let's see, a little more than that, about 2 hours from now, you'll be able to listen to Dr. Shealy on hayhouseradio.com, hayhouse, HAYHOUSE, radio.com. So if you've got more questions for Dr. Norman Shealy, you can look him up on the internet, hayhouseradio.com. 12 o'clock is when his next broadcast starts, 12 o'clock Central Time. Dr. Shealy, outside of our side door at the farmhouse is where Jake, our bull calf, liked to hang out. And, of course, he peed and pooped right out there. And for several months, he just hung out around the house until we introduced him to his peers, the other cows and calves. And it's because we fed him with a bottle. His mother kind of rejected him, kicked him off to the side. So we fed him. He got some colostrum, but that was about it from his, initially from his mom. He turned out to be a really nice calf. But he peed and pooped all around the house in specific spots where I like to hang out. Well, I was outside today before the broadcast, and I looked at the grass, and I decided not to cut the grass. I wanted to grow a little taller so that I could have the grass clippings be used to keep the moisture in the ground so the grass would grow better all around the farmhouse. Anyway, the bottom line is the grass where Jake hung out and peed and pooped is about 18 inches tall right now, and it's dark, lush green. Now, the grass where he did not hang out, 15 feet away from that, is maybe 6 inches tall. And the analogy I'm trying to draw is that it's clear to me that vitamins, minerals, and supplements really work great for grass. And why would anyone not think that vitamins, minerals, and supplements would not be great for us?
The operant word is thinking or not thinking. There are a lot of idiots in the world, man. Yeah. And many of them have degrees. Yeah, and advanced degrees.
And way too many of them vote.
All true.
Yeah. So, Dr. Shealy, if you look at stunted growth in plants, and it's easy to see. All you have to do is just neglect the plants and not give them the nutrition that they need. And people fertilize their lawns all over the country because they want it to be green and healthy. That's why they fertilize and give their lawn supplements. And you can easily see, you can just drive down a neighborhood and go, wow, that guy obviously doesn't fertilize his lawn. But I mean, it's obvious, right?
He's starving his grass.
Right. And so if we want our children to be healthy, we need to provide them the nutrition that they need. But how important is it for us to provide the nutrition that our children need before we conceive them?
Well, one of my favorite statements is, I've been on supplements since I was conceived. Mm-hmm. My mother, was a nutrition freak like me. And so I've never not been on supplements.
Mm-hmm. Well, how important is it for parents? Let's say there are there's a couple who wants to have children, let's say in a year. They say, okay, they're actually proactive. They are preparedness and survival minded. And they say, you know what, let's have our finances in order. Let's have a place to raise the child. Let's, start preparing. How far in advance do they need to physically have their bodies prepared with vitamins, minerals, supplement, diet, all that kind of stuff before they conceive?
Critical.
Would that be like a year? Would that be a month? Would that be 24 hours? What would it be, Dr.
Well,
Shealy?
a year would be nice. You know,
okay, so
not less than 3 months.
Okay, a year would be nice. So if you're planning on having children, make sure you're on vitamin, mineral supplements, you're eating right, at least 3 months before conceiving, and a year would be better. Dr. Shealy and I'll be right back after these few short, and that's in quotes, short commercial announcements and top of the hour news.
If the IRS has garnished your paycheck or seized money from your bank account, you need to get professional tax help now. Fast action is required to put a halt to these aggressive IRS collection tactics. You can count on the knowledgeable team of tax professionals at Wall & Associates. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has settled the tax problems of thousands of taxpayers for a small fraction of what they owed. For a free face-to-face consultation, call 1-800-425-4610 to put a wall between you and the IRS. 1-800-425-4610 or look for us on the web at wallandassociates.net. We solve tax problems. If you hire Wall & Associates today, you'll never have to talk to the IRS again. To stop the levies and seizures today, take action now. Call Wall & Associates at 1-800-425-4610. Wall & Associates. 1-800-425-4610. Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services.
On the average, Americans work between 45 to 50 years, hoping to build up enough wealth to retire and live out their golden years. Unfortunately, with taxation, the rising cost of food, energy, housing, and medical, many retirees are forced to live below the poverty line. Is this a flaw-free enterprise, or is our monetary unit we call the Federal Reserve Note forcing us into perpetual debt, ensuring inflation and higher taxes? These questions and more can be answered by reading G. Edward Griffin's book, The Creature from Jekyll Island. Congressman Ron Paul states it's what every American needs to know about central bank power, a gripping adventure into the secret world of international banking cartel. Hi, this is Ted Anderson. I will give a silver dollar from the early 1900s to anyone who purchases this book. Call 1-800-686-2237 and order a copy today. It's critical that the public be made aware of the system. Call and order your copy today at 1-800-686-2237. That's 1-800-686-2237.
Hi, John Hubner from Midas Resources. Are you tired of watching your hard-earned assets dwindle away? As government spending is out of hand and the Federal Reserve is creating in excess of $20 billion a week, are you tired of stockbrokers gambling away your hard-earned money? Is this market a setup for a crash greater than 1987? Too many of today's policies resemble those that led to the collapse of 1929. This is John Hubner, and that was me in 2007. And we all know what happened when the subprime credit bubble burst. By March 2009, the dollar lost 50% of its value. The entire U.S. banking system was on the verge of collapsing. Like all financial problems of the past, is history about to repeat itself? Call me, John Hubner, at 1-800-686-2237, extension 129, before it's too late to protect yourself. Will the oncoming catastrophe take all private IRAs, 401ks with it? There is a way to protect your hard-earned assets. Call me, John Hubner, at 1-800-686-2237, extension 129.
Everyone all set, cocked, locked, here we go, and blissed, here we go. Your dial set correctly to usaprepares.com, hour number 2. And by the way, Dr. Shealy, the first hypocrite, will be traveling to the Everglades on Earth Day. And he's going to leave Washington, D.C., and he's going to use 9,180 gallons of jet fuel in Air Force One to go to the Everglades for Earth Day. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the waste? You know, this, and that's why I'm now calling him the first hypocrite. This guy was going to reduce the wars. He was going to reduce the casualties. He was going to save the country. He was going to limit the size of government. He's done exactly the opposite on all counts. So I guess my advice is don't believe what these guys say. Watch what they do. Watch what they do. So the first hypocrite will be traveling to the Everglades using 9,180 gallons of jet fuel on Air Force One.
Well, you're dealing with the most evil person on the face of the earth, so what can you expect?
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah, my opinion as well. Dr. Shealy, there's a man who was beaten by the cops in California, and so San Bernardino, California, has decided that in settlement for these cops beating this man on horseback, the deputies beat him. They didn't just arrest him; they beat him. $650,000 is the payout. Now, okay, so he gets some money, but you know what? I don't think that's enough. I think what should happen, in my opinion, when the police abuse people like they did with Bob Estes in Sparta, the police should be arrested. They should be behind bars and tried the same way that we would be tried should we do something like that. And it's Dr. Shealy, here's a thought. When I was at the radio station KWTO in Springfield, Missouri, and I walked in. I hadn't seen this one particular person there for a while, let's say a couple months. And he walked up to me and said, "Hey, Vinny, how's it going?" Shook my hand, and we're standing in the lobby, and it's this glass wall that faces the street. It's a 5-lane street right in front of the radio station building. And we were there looking out the window, and we were kind of talking, and he jumped back, and a very serious expression came over his face. And he said, "Whoa, I can't stand too close to you. They may miss you and hit me." And he was very serious about that. And the reason I'm mentioning this, Dr. Shealy, is, many years ago, colonists came to this country. And the colonists kind of explored and settled, and England decided that they wanted to control the colonists more and make them pay taxes, if you will. And so the colonists kind of resisted, and then there was more oppression by the English government, and then the English government sent the troops in, and they wore these red coats. And then the red coats, there might have been allegedly some nicer ones than other ones of these red coats. And some were more oppressive than others, but the colonists decided they've had enough. And so they started pushing back. But they started looking at these red coats as all the same, because they were all on the same team. Their uniform was these red coats. Well, the shooting started. And then it was like, all red coats were the same, and the colonists, I guess that would be our team, started picking off the red coats because one was the same as the others. They were all on the same team, and they were the enemy. And the reason I'm mentioning this, Dr. Shealy, is I think that, allegedly there are some good blue coats. They wear blue uniforms. And I've heard that people say, yeah, but they're not, all the blue coats are not bad. There are some good ones. Okay, well, here's the suggestion I have. So if you think you're a good blue coat, why don't you say to the other blue coats who are not blue coats, "Hey, I heard this story about this guy who was standing at the radio station KWTO, and he was talking to a guy, and he said, 'Hey, I better not stand too close to you because they may miss you, Vinny, and they may hit me.' So if you're a good blue coat, why don't you self-police the bad blue coats and say, 'Look, when the shooting starts, they may miss you and hit me.'" What do you think, Dr. Shealy?
Oh, well, you got to be prepared. That's all I think.
Yeah. What I'm really saying is, the blue coats, pretty soon they're all going to be treated the same by, the other team. That would be us. And we're going to say, we've had it with you shooting our dogs and our animals and our wives and our children and coming to the wrong house and bashing the door down and saying, "Oh, geez, we're in the wrong apartment. I'm sorry we gave your husband a heart attack, ma'am. I'm sorry he died from fright because we threw that flashbang grenade in there. I'm sorry that we burned your child's face when that flashbang grenade landed in his crib. I'm sorry." Actually, they don't even say "I'm sorry." They rally together and they say, "No, that is the appropriate use of force. Even though we had the wrong house, the wrong apartment, the wrong day, the wrong people, even though we beat you and tased you and killed your family, that's policy." I can see it coming, Dr. Shealy. I can see the shooting coming. I can just see it coming because there's no apologies. There's no There's no accountability. The blue team is able to kill with impunity, and the elected representatives who have become politicians have decided that they're going to rally behind the bad thug blue team members and say, well, that's policy. That's, it's in the book. That's the way it's done. No, the plan is, no, when we think that there's some drugs involved, we are going to come in and bash down the door in the middle of the night because we want everybody to be safe. So we're going to bash the door down at night. We're going to come in with our MRAPs and our SWAT teams, and we're going to make sure that we keep everybody safe. Unfortunately, when people die, well, that's just the way it is. We're still keeping you guys safe. Pretty soon the shooting's going to start. I can feel it coming. I'm not advocating it, but I can feel it coming. So
yeah, well, I think that's only just a tiny taste of the country as a whole.
You think so?
Yeah.
Tell us what you mean, Dr. Shealy.
Well, I don't know. I just had the feeling since Obama got in that it's the beginning of a future civil war.
Yeah.
I don't see any other way of stopping the crap.
I've got to be very careful how I say this, but let me just say, I was in the kitchen with Mrs. Finelli this morning before the broadcast, and there was this thought of people saying, we should, Washington should bomb this other country. I mean, and this was like this news report. This person thought, we should go bomb them. Washington should go, attack them. And I'm thinking, they've got this exactly backwards. The problem is not this other country. The problem is Washington. That's where the problem is. Now, what would happen if some other country said what we say? Hey, we should bomb Washington. What would happen? What would happen if someone just even thought that? Can you imagine? That's not the kind of thing that makes the news, right? That's not even discussed. And I hope that other countries don't think that the American people are the same thing as the American politicians. I hope that they're able to distinguish between the two. Now, I'm not saying bomb Washington. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is I hope that other countries who now look at Americans as the ugly Americans, that term from the 1960s and 70s, I hope that they look at us as not the same as politicians who are in this country.
Well, I agree.
Who are, yeah. As a matter of fact, I met a man at an airport many, many years ago, and he's a Native American. And, we're sitting and waiting for our flight, and I said, are you Native American? He said, yes. I said, I'm really sorry. I'm sorry for what we have done. And when I meet people from other countries, Europe, I say, I'm sorry for what we've done. We go around beating up people all over, destroying their infrastructure. And, I've heard people say that they don't want the United States apologizing to these other countries. Well, we've gone in there and have destroyed them. And I am sorry when we provoke mayhem and when we cause mayhem. I am sorry for that. It's not the people I know. It's not Dr. Shealy. It's not USA Prepares. It's those people who have elevated themselves into what we call politicians. I'd like to take a minute and thank Janet Randall and John Dollarhide for handling the meetup on Monday in my absence. I was on Republic Broadcasting Network. I was asked to be on with John Stadtmiller, and we were in rescue mode. And the idea was there was a serious financial problem with Republic Broadcasting, and I was asked if I could assist, and I did. And the bottom line is it worked. We were able to save Republic Broadcasting for now. And I've worked with my friend John Stadtmiller to reduce costs so that Republic Broadcasting can stay afloat. And why am I doing that? because the information is so valuable, and there are only a few outlets that will carry the kind of broadcasting that the alternative media has, like Dr. Shealy. There are only a few outlets, and we think it's that important, and that's why many of us have jumped in to do what we can. Dr. Shealy, L-arginine.
I'm sorry?
And L-arginine, there's a link between Alzheimer's and the consumption of L-arginine by the body. Can we talk about that when we come back?
You bet.
Okay. We're going to try to do what we can to reduce, resist, and defend from Alzheimer's. With Dr. Norman Shealy, I'm Vin Finelli. This is USAPrepares.com. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Making the right decisions is a challenge to investors. Are we going to see economic growth slide into a recession or depression? Hi, Ted Anderson from Midas Resources. We all know when a company acts irresponsibly, divesting ourselves in a move towards safety is prudent. When the market becomes volatile, U.S. Treasuries are a safe haven. But what do you do when the U.S. government overextends itself and spends beyond its means? Many investors are turning toward gold as a common-sense alternative to traditional paper investments. Midas Resources has put together a powerful book titled 10 Reasons to Own Gold, discussing costs, benefits, risks, featuring full-color illustrations, weights, and measures. The book is free and can be yours by calling 800-686-2237. Paper investments are dwarfed by gold's 6,000-year history. Discover how gold may be right for you and your IRA by calling 800-686-2237. Whether buying or it's time for you to sell, the book is free. Call 800-686-2237.
I'm Vincent Finelli of USAPrepares.com. As most of you know, I broadcast weekday mornings on GCN from 9 to 11. And I'm also a full-time farmer. Add to that mix the weekly meetups and the Get Prepared Expo, and this combination makes for a demanding schedule. On the farm, we raise grass-fed Black Angus cattle and provide them with the best variety of summer and fall grasses available. Our cattle are exposed to the extremes of weather, the toxins in the air, and the electromagnetic radiation that's all around us. So even the best grasses and food that we provide are not enough. Our cattle require minerals and supplements for strong health and resistance to disease. And so do we. For these reasons, my mother, our children, Mrs. Finelli, and I all take longevity beyond Tangy Tangerine, De-Stress, Glucogel, and EFA+. USAPreparesTeam.com. And thank you for being in class today.
If the IRS has garnished your paycheck or seized money from your bank account, you need to get professional tax help now. Fast action is required to put a halt to these aggressive IRS collection tactics. You can count on the knowledgeable team of tax professionals at Wall & Associates. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has settled the tax problems of thousands of taxpayers for a small fraction of what they owed. For a free face-to-face consultation, call 1-800-425-4610 to put a wall between you and the IRS. 1-800-425-4610 or look for us on the web at wallandassociates.net. We solve tax problems. If you hire Wall & Associates today, you'll never have to talk to the IRS again. To stop the levies and seizures today, take action now. Call Wall & Associates at 1-800-425-4610. Wall & Associates. 1-800-425-4610. Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services.
Dr. Norman Shealy's with us. And Dr. Shealy, I was chatting with someone I like, know, and respect over the last week. And he was telling me about a relative he has in a police department in Ohio. And he said that he learned from his relative, who was a cop, that it seems that all of the people who are arrested and handcuffed by the police department and are brought to jail seem to fall down the stairs on the way to jail. Yeah.
I wonder if they have a footprint on the behind.
And, you know, I know that stairs in municipal buildings are these concrete-filled steel structures, you know, that are designed to I wonder if they were designed to be a device of torture as well as a way of getting from one floor to another. But seriously, this person who I was talking with, he said his relative is a cop in Ohio, and literally that it seems like all the people that are on the way to jail who have been arrested and handcuffed seem to fall down the stairs. Now, you would think that the municipality would say, geez, that's like the 1,700 person who's fallen down the stairs. I wonder if there's something wrong with the stairs. Maybe we should use the elevator. How does this happen? And I've got to wonder, you know, in my family's case, I think that I think that if I were arrested and fell down the stairs, my family would realize that I didn't fall down the stairs. I think my family would realize that. And I think my family would remember that. And I think there would be no stone left unturned to find out who the perpetrators were. And I think that justice would be meted out by my family. I really believe that. And that's kind of the way we are. And I wonder why so many other people are so weak. Why, you know, I've got to hand it to our black friends. I've got to hand it to our black friends in Baltimore who are protesting the death of that man who was beaten and killed and seemed to have gotten a broken spine by the police. We need more protests. We need more people. And we have some friends in other countries who have taken over City Hall and have told those in alleged power that, by the way, you're out of here. You're fired. At the point of a gun. They've done that. And the cops have said in City Hall, and the managers have said, the government said, well, who do you guys think you are? Well, the rest of us are at your houses. These guys are out of control, and I'm just wondering when. It's going to stop, and what's going to drive it to stop. L-arginine, Dr. Shealy, Alzheimer's, maybe that's what the problem is. Maybe so many of us have Alzheimer's that we're not capable of resisting.
Well, it's not, of course, just one thing. It's multiple things, including Roundup by Monsanto. Mm-hmm. But L-arginine, of course, is an essential amino acid in many respects, but we can make it out of, any kind of good protein. But after age 40, much of the L-arginine is shifted to keep your muscles from falling apart, definitely by age 50. So although L-arginine can really help you make nitric oxide very nicely, up to between 40 and 50 years of age, after 50, the majority of people actually don't get significant nitric oxide out of L-arginine, even if they take it with L-citrulline, which is another amino acid. So it's after age 50, personally, it would seem to me, other than having, basic habits, no smoking, normal weight, 5 or more servings of fruits and vegetables a day, exercise 30 minutes 5 days a week, the single next best thing would be Nitro Extreme for everybody.
Well, I can tell you that our family takes Kyani Nitro Extreme. It's not a commercial, it's an endorsement, Dr. Shealy. If
That's the way I look at it, too. And Carolyn Mace even is about to write a blog on it.
And when she does, please let me know and we'll post a link. We'll be right back. By now, you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
It's time to build your own emergency food stockpile with the industry leader, My Patriot Supply. Once you try them, you'll know why so many Americans like you have made them part of their emergency preparedness plan. Experience the My Patriot Supply difference today with this unbelievable offer. Right now, a 4-week food supply is only $99, and that includes free shipping. That's 50% off the online price. Call 800-274-3070 to claim yours. Limit 2 per caller while supplies last. This offer isn't available online, so you want to make sure and grab this opportunity to get prepared today. 800-274-3070 to get your 4-week food supply for the incredible price of only $99, and it'll be shipped to you completely free. Call 800-274-3070 right now. That's 800-274-3070 to claim yours while supplies last. Don't wait. Call today.
Attention taxpayers! If you've received a notice from the IRS or state, do not ignore it. It's also a big mistake to try and handle your tax problem on your own. If you owe back taxes, it's a fact that the government has the power to take everything you own, including your home, business, wages, savings, and your freedom. But here's the good news. There's a special toll-free tax hotline set up especially for you. This tax hotline will tell you about new programs that are geared to help you dramatically settle, reduce, or eliminate what you owe. But you have to call now. Take down this number or put it in your cell phone. But call 877-345-7645. That's 877-345-7645. When you call, you'll get free information on how you can reduce or eliminate back taxes, including penalties and interest. You can also be helped if you have unfiled returns, a tax lien, wage garnishment, bank levy, or if you've been entered into a payment plan but can't make the payments. Don't make the big mistake in thinking you can ignore or handle your tax problem on your own. You can stop the collection process immediately at 1-877-345-7645. That's 1-877-345-7645. 1-877-345-7645.
For health and vitality for you, your family, and friends, get the Healthy Start Pack from Longevity, as recommended by registered pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
If you're a junk food junkie, getting on the Healthy Start Pack is one of the best ways to wean yourself off of processed snack foods and start putting good nutrition in your body. If you have a loved one who's dealing with heart disease or any health challenge, the Healthy Start Pack makes a great gift. If you have a grandparent or a parent in a nursing home, you will be amazed at the difference a once-a-day dose of the Healthy Start Pack will make in your loved one's energy levels, in their memory, in their mood, and in their general outlook on life.
Give the gift of optimal health to your loved ones and order the Healthy Start Pack from Longevity by calling 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470. Or on the web at brightsideben.com. That's brightsideben.com. Order today.
If you constantly feel run down and tired, your pH level might be low and your body could be full of toxins. If what you drink is not at a pH level of 8 or higher, you are inviting bacteria and acid to thrive in your body. But there is something you can do. Simply add 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops to your water to help your body rid itself of acidic waste, increase oxygen, and raise your pH balance to optimum levels. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops combine a unique formula of the most alkaline minerals in the world, alkalizing the water you you drink, ridding your body of acidic waste and toxins, and helping you regain energy and vibrant health. And studies show viruses, bacteria, and toxins cannot survive in an alkaline, high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops at alkavision.com. That's ALKA vision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com today.
Dr. Shealy, a number of the things we talk about are the threats to us. And I'd like to share with you something that is really, really bothering me. And I don't have a solution at this moment other than avoidance. And let me tell you what it is. The term that we're using at USA Prepares, and I have not talked about it until this very moment, is middle attacks. M-I-D-D-L-E, middle attacks. And these attacks are on us, and they are surrounding us. And there's some medical things that we should probably discuss to help prevent us from being suffering from these middle attacks. Let me give you an example of what some of these attacks are. One type of middle attack would be like high frequency trading. That's where, let's say you want to buy some securities, and you get on the internet and you decide that you're going to purchase some shares of ABC company, whatever that may be. Well, you go to place the order, and there's a computer that sits between you and the exchange, and it says, okay, they want to buy 100 shares of this ABC company. And so this computer in the middle buys it and then resells it to you. That's a middle attack. So now you've already gotten inserted between you and the purchase another middleman who makes a small profit on all the trades. That's a middle attack. So that's high frequency trading. Then you have the cell phones, and they are tracking, monitoring, recording all of our conversations and texts. That's another middle attack. Another one is the browsers that we use, all of these browsers on our computer that track and monitor and record all of our browsing habits. And then we have the food that is modified to encourage disease and death. Now, all of these, in my opinion, all of these middle attacks, and there are many more, are authorized, encouraged, approved, and in my opinion, required by governments. Now, we are surrounded by these middle attacks. Dr. Shealy, when we talk about GMOs and we talk about Roundup and we talk about the poisoning of our water, that's another one. You know, between the water that we want to drink and the consumption of the water is the government who poisons it with fluoride. So that's another middle attack. The only thing I can think of, Dr. Shealy, to avoid these types of attacks are avoidance, for the most part, and being healthy. What do you think?
Well, I agree. Again, it's all, to me, be prepared. I've had that motto since I was 12 years of age.
Sure. And the Boy Scouts have taught us that. They've taught us to be prepared for all kinds of things. And then, of course, our government will say, well, if you guys want to have a flashlight and, some extra batteries and maybe some, food for 3 days and some water, well, okay, I guess that'd be all right. We're saying that doesn't even scratch the surface of what we need to do. So, what do we do about Satan? I guess that would be avoid, because they are so powerful and they've bought so many weak politicians that it's difficult for us to stop them. Now, of course, if we were to surround the parking lot or the entrance to the parking lots where the employees go to work, and if we were sitting there for a few years and be disruptive, maybe that might have some impact. Of course, I've seen what happened when National Lead Company had to sit in. They just brought their employees in by boat because they were on the water. And when the docks were blown up, they brought them in by helicopter. I mean, that's so it just escalates, and that's not a good situation either. So avoiding is the only thing I can think of at this time until we develop a way of thwarting these middle attacks. So avoid buying stock. Just don't do it. Avoid using your cell phone. Just don't do it. Avoid buying food at the grocery store until the supermarket starts screaming, hey, we've lost our customers. We can't, they're not buying this crap. They're not willing to die from the products that we sell. Until we start doing that, they're going to continue doing it because the USDA and the FDA are not in business to protect us, at least in my opinion. Are they, Dr. Shealy?
Oh, absolutely the opposite. You know, interestingly, Vince, between you and me, if everybody behaved the way we do, there's certain companies that would go out of business within a short period of time.
Mm-hmm.
McDonald's and all of its clones, all of the fast food restaurants, actually most grocery stores. If they depended upon what I buy at a grocery store, they couldn't stay in business.
Right.
I could get soap, and laundry detergent somewhere else, maybe. But the amount of food that I buy in a grocery store is remarkably low. And of course, the pharmaco mafia would go bankrupt, and Verizon and all of those companies would go bankrupt. The pop companies would go bankrupt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they stay in business except people are, quote, ignorant. And ignorance, by the way, is ignoring facts.
Yeah.
It's not knowing, it is ignoring.
Ignoring the facts. Okay, speaking of ignoring the facts, Dr. Shealy, I traveled to Indianapolis over last weekend, and I spent a couple days there. And here's what I saw. Not only did I saw the collapse of the infrastructure, the neglect, the abuses of the people by not spending carefully the people's money, to keep the infrastructure up and running and viable. But the amount of chlorine that was in the water, Dr. Richard Allen Miller and I were sharing a room at the motel, and it was a quality motel, so it wasn't a dump. It wasn't the Taj Mahal, but it wasn't a dump either. And so it was difficult for me to brush my teeth with the amount of chlorine in the water. So I'm thinking, wow, how do you survive this? How do these people remain healthy consuming the level of chlorine in the water? It was hard to breathe washing my face. Now, for me, it's a dramatic change because we don't have chlorine in our water here at the farm. So, a small amount of chlorine is a lot to me, and a lot of chlorine is overwhelming to me. But that's what we experienced in the shower and at the sink in this motel. So, Dr. Shealy, what do you think about that? Now you travel, right? You've been to motels. Are you experiencing the same thing?
Oh yeah, no question about it. In fact, sometimes I actually take my bottled water in the bathroom with me to brush my teeth.
Right. So what about these people who are ignorant of the facts, the ones who are brushing their teeth? And that would be the least dangerous thing that they'd be doing with the water. Brushing their teeth, swishing it around, rinsing their mouth, and then spitting it out. They're trying not to swallow it. They're doing their best not.
Well, interestingly, by the way, this reminds me, on my recent trip, a friend sent me a message early in the morning. I forgot to bring toothpaste. Would you squeeze some into a glass and bring it up to my room?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't. I went down to the front desk because I know that they almost always have toothpaste, but unfortunately, the toothpaste they have is fluoridated.
Sure.
And I don't do fluoridated toothpaste. I don't buy it. I have about fluoridated toothpaste in 30 plus years.
Okay, well, so let's say, Dr. Shealy, we said to our class today, all right, so here is a remedy that you almost certainly have in your homes right this moment. So if you say, you know what, I'm not going to use fluoridated toothpaste, that would be Crest and Pepsodent and Colgate and pretty much all the others, right? Just read the box. It'll say, warning, called poison control if you swallow more than is used for brushing your teeth. Okay, that would be the amount the size of a pea. So now you know that your toothpaste is poisonous. So if you want to immediately, right now, stop using it, all you have to do is go into your kitchen cabinet and get some salt. Okay, whatever salt you have there, and then baking soda. And you can take a mixture of, let's say, half and half salt, half baking soda, or 2/3 baking soda, 1/3 salt, or 3/4 baking soda, 1/4 salt, something like that.
Now,
put that in the palm of your hand, wet your toothbrush with non-chlorinated, non-fluoridated water, okay, and brush your teeth with that. What do you think, Dr. Shealy?
I agree, but I would also say if you can remember to keep a bottle of eucalyptus oil in the bathroom, shake a drop of that eucalyptus into the baking powder and soda. It really tastes better.
So there you have it. So there is no reason to be addicted to that tube of convenience of that semi-liquid stuff called toothpaste, which has rat poison in it, which is also known as fluoride. I mean, Dr. Shealy, who in the right mind would say, if you're done with the rat poison, may I have it, please?
Have my share.
So I went to Jimmy's Egg, and I'm concerned and I'm interested, and so I walked in the back there, and there they have a water filtration system for coffee and tea and their beverages. I mean, carbon block water filtration system. So they're doing. They're concerned about the taste, I'm sure, of their beverages. And who would want to drink water with chlorine in it? So Dr. Shealy, then here's the question. Are we damaging our body each time we have a glass of city tap water, municipal tap water that has chlorine and fluoride?
Yes. It's that simple.
Right.
Now, it's slow poison. It is slow poison. I guess that's better than fast poison.
and I've done a commercial about water filtration systems, and I say you can lower your IQ by 5% by fluoridated water. Do you think that's reasonable? That accurate?
Well, that seems to be the fact.
Yeah, there you go. So there you have it. So, class, don't lower your IQ. Don't drink fluoridated water. We'll be right back. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Gold. It's like nothing else on Earth. From the Romans through the Renaissance, from the Industrial Age to the Space Age, gold has weathered the test of time. For 6,000 years, gold has remained the ultimate store of wealth. According to the World Gold Council and the U.S. Mint, demand is at an all-time high. The stage is being set for the reemergence of gold as the common-sense alternative to a fiat paper currency that gets weaker every day. Midas Resources is proud to offer the hard-hitting report that arms you with the truth you need to protect you and your family from the Fed's plans for your hard-earned money. Don't gamble with your future. Call Midas Resources today and ask for your free copy of As Good as Gold. Call 1-800-686-2237 for the report the Fed hopes you'll never see. As Good as Gold can be yours by calling 800-686-2237. If you have ever thought about owning gold, you must read this report. Call Midas today at 800-686-2237.
If the IRS has garnished your paycheck or seized money from your bank account, you need to get professional tax help now. Fast action is required to put a halt to these aggressive IRS collection tactics. You can count on the knowledgeable team of tax professionals at Wall & Associates. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has settled the tax problems of thousands of taxpayers for a small fraction of what they owed. For a free face-to-face consultation, call 1-800-425-4610 to put a wall between you and the IRS. 1-800-425-4610 or look for us on the web at wallandassociates.net. We solve tax problems. If you hire Wall & Associates today, you'll never have to talk to the IRS again. To stop the levies and seizures today, take action now. Call Wall & Associates at 1-800-425-4610. Wall & Associates. 1-800-425-4610. Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services.
Heart and Body Extract continues to receive positive testimonials from people who have experienced amazing results, like Reed.
I just wanted to send you a quick but a very big thank you for Heart and Body Extract. I've been on the formula for nearly a month now, and the improvement in the circulation of my legs has been simply amazing.
Reed was facing a tough choice.
I was facing surgery due to the severity of the 100% blocked arteries in both my legs. And my decision, waiting for surgery, to say no and try Heart and Body Extract instead, has been thankfully the right decision.
And the result?
I can now walk up steps without noticeable pain.
Order Heart and Body Extract at 866-295-5305, 866-295-5305, or hbextract.com. Heart and Body Extract for a long and healthy life.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit goberkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products. Most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey guy at goberkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey guy.
Class, Dr. Norman Shealy is with us, and in 1 hour and 8 minutes, you can listen to more of Dr. Norman Shealy on Hay House Radio. That's Hay, Hayhouse, radio.com. And Dr. Shealy will take questions as he always does. By the way, chia seeds, Dr. Shealy, I put a post on the website that says chia seeds are very healthy and they're beneficial. What do you think about chia seeds?
They are. They have, of all vegetable matter, they have some of the best quality protein you can get. They've got good fiber. They've got good omega-3s. No question about it.
Right. And, in Missouri, we have passed an amendment. I was against it. It's the Right to Farm Amendment. And in the Right to Farm Amendment, we are able to grow and farm. Now, one of the things that I'm wondering about is hemp. Now, I don't use drugs. However, I've heard you talk about hemp hearts. Now, my understanding is, and I wonder if this would be challenged by the government of Missouri, is it possible for us to grow hemp hearts?
Well, you
hemp
have
plants
to grow,
and harvest the hearts?
Hemp that is used to grow for making cloth and rope and things like that is,
right.
Another. It's like the difference between tea roses and shrub roses. I mean, there's a big difference in the two kinds of hemp.
Mm-hmm.
And hemp heart which is really the seeds of regular rope, if you will, type of hemp, is an excellent quality protein, and it does have a tiny bit of of taurine, the only known plant that has any taurine in it.
Mm-hmm. So,
but it's not better.
Do you think that
it's not better than chia seeds?
It's not.
No, it comes close, but it's not as good.
Okay, so chia seeds are your first recommendation?
In the vegetable kingdom, I would say they are by far the best.
Okay. Now, how do we consume chia seeds, CHIA, for the maximum health benefit?
Well, probably put them in a slush. And blender roast them. That's the simplest way. They don't need to be
Can
cooked.
they be sprouted?
I don't know. I've never tried.
Okay.
That's a good question. I imagine so.
How about... All right, I'm going to do some research on that, and we'll report on that. How about pumpkin seeds?
Well, pumpkin seeds, of course, taste a lot better if you roast them. And they are loaded with zinc, especially. It's one of the best sources of zinc, so it's particularly good for your immune system and for your prostate gland.
Okay, so guys, I think we need to start eating some pumpkin seeds. So then I guess what we should do is plant some pumpkins. I'm going to call White Harvest Seed and see if I can get some pumpkin seeds. And by the way, Dr. Shealy, I'm going to put on our website a seed kit for young people so they can, for like $5, get tomatoes, hot peppers, sweet peppers, grow them in their garden, and they can show mom and dad how they work. And we're going to put them on the website for $5. And they're White Harvest seeds, the seeds that actually grow. And what do you think of tomatoes? I mean, I love tomatoes, but what do you think about the health benefits?
Well, actually, interesting. Tomatoes are excellent. And interestingly, they're one of the few foods where the antioxidant, the lycopene, for instance, is significantly increased by cooking. So a good old tomato sauce is a superb way to use them, although, of course, I like fresh tomatoes even with eggs or any old way.
Well, what I like to do in the summer, Dr. Shealy, is take some tomatoes, cut them up, put some extra virgin olive oil, some balsamic vinegar on there, maybe just a small amount of salt, just a little bit, and some hot peppers, fresh hot peppers. I'm talking about go right to the garden, get them, wash them, cut them up, and that's lunch. I love it. And what do you think? Is that okay?
Oh, sounds super. A great, healthy snack.
There you go. Dr. Norman Shealy, normshealy.com, NORMSHEALY.com. Dr. Shealy, thanks so much for being with us today. Class, above all, honesty and integrity. What happens next is up to you.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right, that's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
So we decided to upgrade the look of our home.
You know, improve the curb appeal.
We decided to add the look of stone to the exterior.
We really like the stacked stone look.
Yeah, but when I checked into the price, it was ridiculous. No way could we afford it.
Then a friend told me about Genstone. Genstone.
Genstone comes in lightweight panels made of polyurethane. They've actually engineered the hassle out of installation. No mortar, no mesh. It was easy. Even I could do it.
We just screwed the panels to the wall and it looks like stone. I mean, it really looks like stone.
Yeah, from the box to the wall in minutes.
We love the look of our home now.
And Genstone is durable, comes with a 25-year warranty, and offers additional R-value for insulation.
If you want the look of stone at a price you can afford, call Genstone
at 855-955-STONE.
Trust me, you'll save money.
And you'll love the look.
855-955-STONE. That's 855-955-7860.